For the final act of 3 season is at hand. What a spectacle in Las Vegas. We're off in Super Bowl 58. And we will not have a return, so the first drive of this Super Bowl will begin at the 25. First play, here's Cousins. And his first pass is incomplete. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
A second down throw for Cousins. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long.
Cousins. Under pressure, they got him again. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. And here's Ryan Wright now.
And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there.
Watch out for Hill on the return. And they can't bring him down.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
A timeout here for an injured player, and definitely not what this defense wants to see. It's Khalil Mack who's in some discomfort. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Josh Jacobs, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Jets are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. They pitch to the tight end.
And this play is not going to work. He's out of bounds, well shy of the goal line. And the try for 2, unsuccessful.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Fumble recovery. It's Wilson. Steps away.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Zach Wilson. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Jets will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Robert Saleh, one to take chances. His guys will go for 2 here. They'll try to run it with Jacobs. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. So their second touchdown of this first half, they went for 2 after score number 1. Didn't get it. Now they get the equalizer, so to speak.
So to speak, and you can understand the thinking. Because they didn't get it after the first score, they wanted to get back to a normal points pattern, get up to 14. But just think, if they missed it here, only up 12-0, one extra point on the other side can ultimately beat you if they score twice.
Speedster Raheem Mostert and the rest of this offense out to start the drive. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. One carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball, got a full game ahead of him, hand it to him again, see if they can start to produce.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Cousins. Oh, battle at the line and intercepted. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year, and they come through with a pick 6 here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there, because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, their ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely have a nose for the football, and it pays off again on that play.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. They'll try to run it with Jacobs, and he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So the 2-point conversion trend continues, at least as far as trying those goes. They've attempted them after all 3 touchdowns, CD, and converted now 2 of them.
They're not just dipping their toe in the water, are they? I mean, they're committed to going for 2 points, and 2 out of 3, now with a 22-0 lead. In a sense, they're a little bit ahead of the curve, because normally it would be 21, wouldn't it?
And with the way their defense is playing, I don't know if it matters if they do convert any of these. On the ground, it's Mostert to start. And he loses the football a second time. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. So from the 25, this is 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now Wilson steps away to his left. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Zach Wilson, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Jets are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl. Tucker with the extra point. And a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Play action now. Cousins. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there. So backed up closer to the danger zone here from the 2. This is 2nd and long. A run with Mostert up the middle. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
They were just trying to give their offense a little more room down near their own goal line, but this is just going to make things worse.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. First carry for the Boise State Bronco, Alexander Madison. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. He did well to get him 8 yards, but it's still going to mean a call to the punt team on 4th down. And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. There he goes, right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. He goes 52 yards on the punt return. And the Jets are starting to pour it on the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. They'll try to run it with Jacobs. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. Cousins to throw it. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Cousins. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. They overload him that time on the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. 2nd down, Cousins. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. T.J. Watt, the offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Time for another drive here for this Jets offense. But Charles, they're really stringing these possessions and scores together early. We're still in the first quarter, but if they can score again here, look out.
Yeah, and as you taught me when we're broadcasting games, one word we're supposed to avoid, and that's blowout. But that's exactly what...
He's got him in, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A very solid gain of 27. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. And going deep for Hill. And he's got it inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Tyreek Hill, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. Here's Richie James on the return. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. That brings us to the end of one in Super Bowl 50. And we are back and ready to go for the 2nd quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Aaron Donald, that is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Cousins now. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. And here's Ryan Wright now, standing just about on his own goal line. It's a 40-yard punt, but they lose yardage on the return. And the Jets will take over. New York set to take the field. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly.
Gets through, and now an opening. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Going up top for Kupp. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offense pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Going up top for Kupp. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Cooper Kupp, 49 yards. And the Jets continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Tucker with the extra point. And the rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. And now out comes Minnesota. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
The offense on 3rd down, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. To throw is Cousins. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it. So on 4th down, on is the punter Ryan Wright. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Jets. Cooper Kupp, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Jets are able to add on to their first half lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And we see James, he will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Jet touchdown. What a moment for him, a pick six in the Super Bowl. You think about some of the big pick sixes over the history of this huge game. I remember, because I was watching with a lot of Colts fans, Tracy Porter picking Peyton Manning to get the Saints' first title.
Yeah, that one pretty much sealed the deal for New Orleans as well. But I got to go back a ways because, you know, unfortunately, I'm considerably older. Herb Adderley, the Green Bay Packers, got it all started. The first pick six, Super Bowl II against the Oakland Raiders, and some of the better ones that were out there. You might remember Dwight Smith of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had 2 in one game when they won their Super Bowl championship against Rich Gannon in Oakland. You mentioned Tracy Porter already. How about James Harrison in the Steelers? You remember that one? 100 yards right before the half ended. That was a big-time play. But for me, the absolute classic, Willie Brown in slow motion against the Vikings.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Throwing is Cousins. Slant route, and he's got Addison. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. 3rd and long for Cousins. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Get a look at this offense led by Cooper Kupp as they make their way back onto the field. He has certainly made the most of his catches so far, both of them going for touchdowns here in half number 1.
And we've never met a team that doesn't talk about getting off to a fast start and featuring guys that they want to have the ball early. We're seeing both of those come into play here. Off to an incredible start, got their feature guy going, and now everyone else should have opportunities.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. This to Jacobs on the toss right. They're going to drop him behind the line yet again, and things going from bad to worse. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. To throw is Wilson. Going up top for Kupp. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown. Cooper Kupp with... touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Jets extend their lead yet again. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
To throw, Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And a costly turnover there as the ball will be spotted 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, it pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Josh Jacobs, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Jets are pouring it on. Tucker with the extra point. And the rout is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And we see James. He will now return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Flushed out right. That is pulled in by a diving Kelsey. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Final play of the half. It's Wilson dancing to his left, looking for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we've come. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. Now the Jets going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. And I would imagine this is where you have to take stock of the situation, CD, and say, gosh, we're halfway to the Lombardi Trophy. Let's not slow down now.
And I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, couldn't hold on. So plenty can still happen.
And now off to the races down the right side. He may go. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll run with Hall. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Breece Hall taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Jets just continue to roll. Robert Saleh, one to take chances. His guys will go for 2 here. Here's Chubb to try to run it in. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here for an injured player, and that's Jamar Chase, who is in some obvious discomfort right now. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. First down, here's Cousins. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Aaron Donald. Make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. On third down, here comes Mostert. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down. Coming right, this is Chubb on the toss. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Here's Wilson. And he's going to go